हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक। आपका स्वागत है आपके ही यूट्यूब चैनल पर। चैनल का नाम है संजोग। इन केस आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो काइंडली सब्सक्राइब करिए। वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। दिस इज संजोग। इन केस यू आर नॉट सब्सक्राइब टिल नाउ, kindly subscribe it. So today we are going to talk about a movie that is 10 years old. This movie is called Interstellar. Now you're wondering why I'm doing a review for this movie, which is very old, 10 years old movie. Yesterday, my 8-year-old son wanted to see this movie. And trust me, he watched, watched it till half of the movie, then he got bored and he went to sleep. Because this movie is not that, like, you have to use your brains. For a 8-year-old, he was able to understand wormhole and black hole, and uh, and he was interested in knowing how the space thing works, and he saw what was needed for him, and then he took his rest. Now we are going to talk about this movie in little bit detail. This movie is basically about two things. First is time travel. Second is uh, the universe. The first we'll talk about the movie about the movie, that is, this movie was released in the year 2014. It's a science fiction adventure movie. The duration of the movie is 2 hours 49 minutes. It's close to what a Hindi movie would be in the past. Nowadays Hindi movies are also very short. The main actors in this movies are Matthew McConaughey, who plays Cooper, Annie Hathaway, who plays Emily, Jessica Chastain, who plays Murph, Matt Damon, who plays Dr. Mann. Then we have Michael Caine, who plays Professor Brand. The director of this movie is the great Christopher Nolan. So the movie starts with the scenes of what do you say, climate change. You find that they're discussing that the crops which they used to grow are no longer growing. So the next year will be left with only corn, and we find there's a lot of dust in the atmosphere. Like we have already damaged the atmosphere, and Earth is about to die. In this perspective, we have this Dr. Kane, Dr. Brand, played by Michael Caine, who is a professor at NASA, and and his daughter, daughter played by Annie Hathaway, goes by the name Emily, want to save the world. About this movie, it's like coming together of science and spiritualism. I, there are certain sections in the movie where you are just like not able to understand what is going on. It's more or less like Inception. You have to watch it with great concentration. In the first scene of the around the first scene of the movie, they it is as good as told that they don't have much machines to use. So they somehow, when Indian Air Force drone flies over their area in America, Matt Damon, no, Christopher, this Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, he and his daughter chase the drone, and the drone is flying at a very low level, and they somehow hit the drone and they capture the drone. Matthew Cooper. Cooper is like he's telling that this drone is Indian drone, and its solar panels are very good, and they can use it for their fields. It is shown that Cooper is a single parent. He has two children, a boy and a girl. The boy is uh, The girl name is Muff, and he has his father-in-law. His wife is dead, and they're somehow managing the place. And one sudden night, when they uh, have this library in their place, it is shown that uh, when they go out, they normally close all the doors and windows because dust comes in. That is the condition. It is the amount of damage that has been done. But one day they leave the door open, and all the dust goes into her library, and a pattern is found on the floor of the library, and they are surprised that the pattern is very unusual. It cannot happen like that. So they try to decode it, and they find a latitude and longitude. They end up going to a place which is exactly now NASA, and the NASA is keeping this secret that they are working on a big plan, big centrifuge. They want to lift it off the Earth so they can save the people. Uh, in the end, we all come to know that there is no plan like that. The Professor Brand wanted everyone to believe that, so that if you tell that nobody will survive on the Earth, nobody will work on a plan to go to other planet, because everybody will all want to go to the other planet. It will be difficult for them to do that at that point of time. So what happens is, it tells everyone that we will somehow survive, and then we will go to other planet, but we have to will make this kind of uh, huge centrifuge which they can take it above into space, but that never happens. And they named the ship as Endurance. That big ship is called Endurance. The Endurance plays a big part in this movie. Then he tells that Cooper has to be on that ship to other galaxy, but Cooper is not aware that they will not come back. That is a lie which he is not being told. Then there are four people in the spaceship: Cooper, then one more person, and four. They all sleep in deep hibernation. But Cooper doesn't sleep because he's the only one who is having a family, and that causes him a lot of pain. So this travel goes on, and then they end up. They have three choices. They have either to go to Miller. They what is it shown that suppose this is a big place, and one point is here, one point is here. If you travel like this from here to here, it will take time. But if you go into the other dimension, it will be just a single line. So that is the logic they use. That is what they think that we can use the black hole to travel to the other galaxy. So so they go near the Saturn. Then there is a big black hole, Gargantua, something like that name, and they use the black hole to travel to the other universe. Now, once they travel to the other universe, they will have three choices. That is, either they have to go to Miller, because some three people have already gone there, and they are sending signals. There is one is they can go to the planet called Millers, or they can go to Edmonds, or they can go to Mars. So they first go to Miller, but on the Miller they only find sea, nothing else, nothing more, only water, and there is wreckage. It means that the person Miller is already dead. So, and they don't find any signs of life. So they now decide to go to. They are now in a confusion whether to go to Edmund or go to Mans. But it seems that according to the movie, Emily is in love with Mans, in both in terms of his work and the way he is. So they decide to go to Mars, and there is some debate on whether to go there or not. So they go to Mans. In the process, the one person gets killed on the Miller because of the huge water wave that comes. There is a big water wave. All the visuals on this movie are very beautiful. They make you think about the other dimension which we might never see, Hopefully, we might never see, because it's very new, very unique, and at the same time little scary also. Because something which you don't know is always scary. Yeah. Then they make out from the from millers. Then there is the robot called TARS that helps them with the calculation and operations also of the rockets. And then they go to Mans, and then they wake up this man from a person called Man, astronaut called Man, who is played by Matt Damon, out of the sleep. They initially they find that the man tells them that it's a very beautiful place and very good chance for life's existence. Human, they can relocate to this place, because this when they move from Earth in endurance, they're also carrying close to thousands and thousands of human embryos to be fertilized and to be grown in that particular planet. So but later on, when uh, there's a conflict between Man and Cooper, because Man wants to go to the other possible planet called Edmund, but Cooper is not ready, because he is the only person who is having family and he wants to go back. And at this till this point, he doesn't know that all this is lie, and then he comes to know that he whatever fake data shown by Man of possibility of life was all fake, and there is no possibility of life on This person Man had only sent them signal because he wanted to meet people, because he has been without human touch for years and years. He was feeling lonely. He wanted to speak to someone. He wanted to go back, probably. So you can see the pain of being alone. So astronaut's life is not that easy. Then then he comes to know. Cooper comes to know that the man was lying, so they both fight. So man literally kills Cooper by breaking his glass. Now let me go back to that scene where the drone had come down. Now it is shown in the movie that because of the gravity of the Earth increases, so the planes can't fly high; they have to come down. So this is the answer for that one. Nicely explained. So we'll get back to where we had just left. Man and Cooper, they fight, and then Man takes other plane which is attached to the big mothership Endurance, and Emily comes to save Cooper. And now they're both trying to dock to the Endurance, dock to the main mothership called Endurance. Before that, this Robert Tars has beautifully dismantled a connection with the mothership for the one plane which is being flown by Man. Now they both try to reach to the main plane. Somehow Man is not able to dock because of two reasons. He tries to do it manually and the plane explodes. And this whole Endurance, which is a big circle-like thing, the whole imagery is very beautiful. Anyone who is interested in science must watch this movie once. Then they protest at high speed. Then they try to match their speed with this speed, and they dock to the plane. Emily and Cooper with Lars. In this process, before docking, it is decided that after talking, they decide that they have to now go back to the Earth. So how does this happen? This will not happen because there is one beautiful line in this whole movie. It says, "Whenever you want to move to a new place, whenever you want to travel, you have to leave something back." So in that spirit, Lars takes one of the boosters, and he once the boosters are pushes the plane into the gravitational pull of Gragunta, which is a black hole. They leave the robot goes off, and same thing is done by Cooper. Emily now travels all alone towards the towards the third planet. Sorry, not towards the Earth. They move towards the third planet because they now know, because of a video of their daughter, that all this was a lie. There was no plan A to save the Earth. The plan was always to move to the other place. So she moves to the other place, called Edmund, and these two people, they are now in the space, floating in the space. But there is something which is shown which is very complex. It is very difficult to understand the last part of the movie. Very difficult to understand. It leads you to a lot of confusions also. Now it is shown that Cooper is in a place that is like a lot of straight, vertical, horizontal dimensions. They call it the fifth dimension. And Cooper is able to see what his daughter was in her past and in current also. So they feel that looking at that, you feel that either it is created by the aliens or something else. Then later on in the movie, they are telling that this is created by that in the duration when this person, they went the endurance to this black hole and into the black hole. This whole duration was a long duration. That time, the human civilization was able to come near the black hole, and they could like go into the black hole, and they could create a big place on a big they could survive on a new planet and this planet was called later on called Cooper Station, named after the daughter. So, and they tell them that now in that three dimensional, Cooper and Lars, they meet each other. They talk to each other, and now what is the interesting is this particular scene is that Cooper had given his daughter Morph a watch, and it goes tick 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 tick, and it is in the library. Now he thinks of since he knows the watch, he knows the pattern of the watch. So he tells he tasked to create a Morse code, and they create a Morse code on the watch from this dimension, from the other dimension, and then they send a message to Murph. And Murph is in current. This is the she is in that particular time zone. They are both in different dimensions, different time zones, and she gets the message. And this is little mind-boggling. This is where your mind starts to think how and why and how is the question which comes to your mind. But it is shown that at the in the parallel time, the human beings are able to create that fifth dimension where they can see themselves from the the space, and it is called the internal space because when Cooper asked them where am I, they tell him that one of their rangers found him near the Saturn. So it means he's either on the black side of this side or that side. Most probably on that side, inside the black hole in the new galaxy. So this is how the story is. So Cooper is now 124 years old. He meets his daughter who is old. They are on a planet which is very different. It's like where everything is vertical like this, vertical. And like if you want to get the story properly, you have to, after watching the movie, you have to read about it. So the ending is little confusing, but it's about science. So if you take on a scale of 1 to 10, this movie is like 7.5 for me. They could have explained the ending little better. Okay, then take care. Have a great day. Bye.